Tested.
Hey guys, I'm Will from Tested.
I'm Norm from Tested.
Norm, we're standing on the wrong side of the table.
Really? Yeah, this feels kind of weird. I'm usually on the left.
Anyway, so we're here.
Why am I on the right side?
Because you have been testing the Samsung Chromebook.
Samsung Series 5 Chromebook. This came out June 15th, and I've been using it over the weekend. I've used it over the weekend, and here it is. We've seen the CR48 already.
Yeah, the CR48 was a beta product basically by Google.
And this is a little bit better, a little bit faster.
Yeah, so I mean, I did the testing on the CR48. I used it for a couple of weeks realistically. Eventually found that there were a couple of big problems with it. One, the hardware was way underpowered for even like normal web browsing. Video, stuff like that didn't work very well. But the real reason I stopped using it is that the touchpad was really notoriously bad. Like you couldn't scroll. It would skip around all over the place.
I mean, Google didn't make the notebook.
No.
It was partnered out, but they just didn't put very good hardware in there.
Yeah. So what's new? What's different? What's changed with this retail release?
Well, first of all, it's the same Google Chrome, Google OS, Chrome OS. It's still web only, browser only. That's
so
all
you open it up, no desktop, nothing but browser.
Browser, tabs, Windows, that's it. Nothing else really has changed. It's still using a dual-core Atom, 1.6 gigahertz, 1.66 gigahertz.
Okay.
There's a 16 gig SSD in there. All the Chromebooks will have SSDs. It's pretty much standardized hardware, so it'll boot fast. But the good thing is the touchpad, at least on the Samsung model, is greatly improved. Hey, this is our website. So,
oh, cool.
You can see the laptop right now. You can see basically the screen. I'm going to tilt it up.
So it's chiclet keyboard.
Chiclet keyboard. It's not backlit. I kind of wish it was backlit. But
it's a $500 laptop, though. I mean,
this one at most $500.
Okay, and this is the model with 3G as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So right now, Samsung and Acer both have Chromebooks out. There is a Wi-Fi version only, which is $430, and we actually have the Series 5, which has the 3G radio built in, and that's $500. The most expensive.
So you pay like a $70 premium for that.
So going back to the keyboard, if you didn't see the CR48, it looks like a Windows keyboard, but there's obviously no Windows key.
Well, there's some unique keys up here along the top.
So instead of function keys, you have basically browser buttons. You have back and forth, where I can
So those move you from window to window or tab to tab?
No, actually, this moves you back and forth in the browser.
Okay.
There's a Windows button here. This moves you back and forth between windows.
Do it.
I'm pressing it. I'm going between
Windows.
Goodness.
That's crazy.
And it's actually, I don't know if you can see, it's actually pretty smooth. The way I tested this is I want to use it as I use a regular laptop. I want to open as many tabs. I have multiple windows, multiple tabs. I think I have like 20 tabs open right now.
So when you say multiple windows, this is what you're switching between now. And there's an individual set of tabs inside each window. I don't know if you guys can see that. But when you hit that button, it changes. And this is a whole different set of tabs up here than in this window, which is,
Yeah, and if I press Control N.
It's kind of like virtual desktops.
Yeah, it'll open a new window, and then I can go to YouTube, and then hit Control T. It's a new tab within that window.
Interesting. Okay.
Going back to the keyboard, other things, you have your standard brightness, volume, and of course, the infamous, there's no caps lock button. It is a search button.
That's
here.
crazy.
If you hit it, it'll open a new tab for a search page.
What if I want to send an angry email or bitch about my internet being down?
In the settings, you can actually switch that back to caps lock.
Thank goodness. Okay,
if you want to be loud on the internet. So we're now in a new tab. The new tab, instead of having normally in Chrome, you have your favorites, your recent bookmarks, we have these apps. And this is a little bit misleading because these are not real apps. They're just links to, you can have mostly visited, but they're just links to websites. For example.
Well, not all of them. There are some apps.
Vast majority, unless they're games.
Well, and like TweetDeck is an app that's actually an app.
Yeah, TweetDeck is actually just, it's a website customized for the browser format.
So let's see some of these that are apps, but are really just links.
For example, I click Picnic, which is the only image editing app I could find. It's just the website, picnic.com. If I go back and if I want, Meebo, it's just
a link to the website.
Just a link to the website. The one thing that does, there is storage space on here.
There's
16 gigs.
Okay, 16 gigs, and it's
mostly for the OS.
Or something like that.
Yep, it's all SSD. Scratchpad, which is our note-taking app, that actually does open up down here, and so that does save locally if you want to take notes. So it's like having Post-it notes.
So okay, so how does this, like, I used the CR48 for a while. There weren't
Yeah.
a ton of apps at the time I was using that, but I found, like, I was able to get an experience kind of comparable to the iPad in a lot of ways with this thing, except for you have a real keyboard with it, so it was nice. It doesn't get hot, which is a good thing about the hardware. I don't know if this one's still the same.
Nope, doesn't get hot.
But yeah, I mean, it was a competent browsing experience.
Yeah, so
except
for
the
$500,
touchpad.
a lot of people can compare, why would I want this instead of a tablet? And it really is the browsing paradigm, having multiple tabs, multitasking, loading something in the background, having lots and lots of tabs open. I found that really convenient for productivity.
And it does actually open stuff in the background. It's not like
Yes.
it's pausing
of
the
course.
Windows when you
Of
go
course.
back. Okay, so it's a real Chrome install.
Yeah, it's a real Chrome install. There's 2 gigs of RAM here. Like I said, 1.66 gigahertz Atom. It's a slightly newer version of Atom than is in the CR48. And I found, for the most part, it was pretty smooth. I mean, even with 10 to 20 tabs open, I didn't run into a bunch of hiccups. You have the 2-finger scroll, which is pretty fast. If you go back to a website. But if you do load, like, for example, some blogs have a lot of YouTube embeds. I did run into cases where it just said Chrome there's
just too much
out
stuff
of memory,
going on.
and this page has crashed. And for example, if I think I go to Laughing Squid.
There's just too much awesome.
Probably
there.
too many YouTube embeds here, and it will take a while to load.
So is this running off of the main branch of Chrome, or is this running dev or beta or something like
It's
that?
the main branch.
Yeah. Okay.
Chrome OS.
Okay.
So example, like the embeds are just slowing down the scrolling. I'm trying to move right now, and
And is this going to affect other tabs?
there it
and other
goes.
Windows?
Oh,
It
snap!
bombed out.
Something went wrong while displaying this web page, and it just ran out of memory. Now, the downside to it just being a browser is it's not very configurable. So there actually are a few configuration pages. I'm going to open.
Oh, you're getting the settings page open?
Yeah, so if you go to the top corner, you can go to
This
your
is just
tools.
like Chrome.
Yep, and you can, there's your file manager, which is just in the
It's
browser.
just like a
Everything
folder,
is
basically. It's like a
still in the
downloads
browser.
folder. Okay.
You can actually see all your processes running, but it's not your desktop experience.
So what hardware is under the hood here? It's a dual-core Atom, you said?
Dual-core Atom, 1.6 gigahertz, 2 gigs of memory.
Okay.
And 16 gig storage. There is an expandable slot. I'm going to actually show up the
let's
hardware.
show some hardware.
So, I actually really like the design of the Samsung, the Series 5. It's about 3.3 pounds.
Okay.
So it's going to be heavier than your typical netbook or tablet, but just a little bit slightly.
It's not that much heavier than a normal netbook,
Yeah,
though. I mean, that's
but
about right.
it does, I think, it borderline on the ultra portable.
How big is the screen?
Screen on this one is 12.1 inch.
Okay.
And it is a 1280 by 800 resolution screen.
Okay, so fairly standard for
Yep.
that size laptop. I mean,
Yep.
this is a nice looking machine. I really was partial to the CR48 just because it looked like Darth Vader's laptop. It was solid black, matte black, super.
It
but
passes my wildly.
Yeah, you're
my
gonna
crazy
hurt
tech.
somebody with that.
So let's look at the ports. On the side, there is USB.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can zoom
So-
in and see this port. Maybe it's best if I show it here.
So that's for keyboard and mouse, right?
Yeah, you can plug in a keyboard,
Okay.
plug in a mouse. I
USB
don't know why you would
storage,
plug in
probably thumb drive,
keyboard.
something like
There's Bluetooth. You have a headphone jack. This little port here actually is for video out, and they include a cable. It's VGA out only, which I thought was right. I kind of wish it was DVI.
Can you get other adapters for that, or not so
I don't
much?
think so. No.
So when you download files on the CR48 at the beginning, you couldn't actually download files.
Yeah, you can't really even download files here
Okay.
right now. I mean, it's very limited downloading. I'm going to show you the other side, another USB port here.
How does it handle media and stuff like that? Do you just load it up?
I will show you.
Oh, okay.
All right, and then in here there is a USLM slot and actually a switch. I don't know if you can barely see it, but there is a little switch here which you can actually
It's
toggle
wireless for
to
airplane?
toggle into developer mode, and that's the Linux kernel. You can't actually replace the OS, but you can tweak it a little bit.
And so with this OS, boy, this has gotten really fingerprinty.
Yeah, it's a little bit glossy on top. But I do like the matte black. And then on the front, there is an SD card slot. So you asked about media storage.
Yeah, I mean,
we do have an SD card right here.
Well, that's interesting.
And actually, I closed it so it's in sleep mode right now. If I put it back up, it boots up 1, 2, back up. immediately. It's like less than 2 seconds back to the desktop, so to speak.
And there are 3G and Wi-Fi. And we talked about this a little bit a while ago, but for $430 you can get a 3G
Just the
model,
Wi-Fi
model, and for
and then
extra,
$500. The 3G model actually includes 2 years of Verizon. You get 100 megs
But
of browsing
100
a month.
megs isn't very much.
That's
right?
not, yeah. If you want to upgrade from that, I think it's $10 a day or $20 a month for a gig. But if you want to sign up for Verizon, it does require a credit card, and activation is a little slow. So I have the SD card here. I'm going to pop it in. And it should pop up. You get notifications.
Oh, it pops up immediately. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So removable storage device found, and it will pop up another tab, which will be the file browser. So this is the file browser. I can, create new folders, change the view, and it does have limited apps, like native apps. For example, for photos, if I want to open a photo, here's Chloe Bananas. Well, this one will just open in a new
browser
tab.
window.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
But can it do like raw files and stuff like that as well?
Oh, no way. No way. And if I go back, let's see if I can.
I think you have to open a new tab. How do you access this when it doesn't pop up? Like if you close this tab, do you have to close it and reopen in order to get back to
there
it?
in the tools menu, you can open the file browser.
Oh, okay.
There's a file manager. Here it goes. So, for example, you put some MP3s on here, and if I want to
Play something copyrighted, Norm.
I'm gonna play just a little bit. You see a pop up. There is an MP3 player.
And can you shrink that down
in.
so it's out of your way and you go back and work?
Nope, you can exit.
Well,
But you can't really shrink it down.
Oh, that's
Nope.
interesting.
I mean,
Okay.
But you can, if you want to blow up the MP3 player, here you got a full screen MP3 player.
Wow,
That's kind of neat,
MP3
right?
player. So this is a good time to mention we have, if you have questions,
Yes.
Matt Braga is kindly managing the chat today. So if you're in there, then you can at Matt Braga. He's Bagels, I guess, right?
Yep.
So you can send an at message to Bagels, or we have a phone line standing by.
Yep.
That is, I think 415-508.
3975.
I cannot see the teleprompter from as far away as
415-508-3975. We are both wearing glasses today. Also, in addition to the music player, you can play videos.
Oh, so it'll do media as well.
Yeah, so let me open, this SD card came from our Kodak ZI-8.
Can this play H.264 stuff? Does it play like high profile and everything? This is from the ZI-8,
yes,
right?
from the ZI-8. So this is just a MOV file,
screen that.
LGMP4, and this is actually an HD file.
Boy, that's a kind of chuggy frame rate.
Kind of chuggy, a little bit. Actually, let me see if I can open another video.
Oh, there's some sound. Okay, so yeah, the frame rate's not great.
Not great for, this is a pretty high bitrate HD 720p file.
How does it do with like high def YouTube, tested
We'll
videos?
check that out right now.
Kind of
YouTube, I thought was pretty good. Again, if I had a lot of embeds open and a lot of tabs open.
That's unusual, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be perfectly smooth. And the speaker's also not that great. I have it on max volume. Or clear max volume, close to max volume, and both that MP3 and the video that I just played could barely hear it. The screen though is actually pretty nice. I actually like the screen.
Yeah, the screen looks good. Off axis is pretty good.
Yeah, it's really bright actually. I'm on maximum brightness right now, and I've been using it mostly medium brightness, about 50%. Very usable at maximum brightness. Viewing angles.
Outside?
Outside works. It's a matte screen. It's not glossy. It's matte.
How long's your battery been on this so far? Are we talking
awesome.
iPad long?
iPad long.
Wow.
So, like over the weekend, you're using the touchpad. I
Yeah.
did not charge this entire weekend. I started using it on Friday through Tuesday, and it only died Tuesday night.
Wow.
I think about right now. I charged it last night, and we're at 82% battery. It says 5 hours remaining, but we're on pretty high brightness. I would say between 7 and 8 hours of battery.
With medium brightness.
Medium brightness, Wi-Fi only.
Interesting.
7 to 8 hours. When I'm gonna do a video rundown, that was without video playback.
Okay.
That was just normal browsing.
So let's see how the browser does with some YouTube stuff, some high def YouTube. Maybe check out Tested or Giant Bomb or something like that.
Okay, we'll do a standard definition video. We'll do the same video we always do.
The Corgi belly flop.
This is just standard 360p.
It's so cute.
And again, I still have all my tabs open. Oh, running an ad.
Oh, boy.
Still running an ad.
No free advertising.
No. I want to skip the ad. Wait, I skip the ad.
Oh, okay, skip the ad.
One thing I want to point out is the right click on the trackpad. I didn't think it was that great. You do have to install like a plugin.
I didn't have any problem with that. I just tapped 2 fingers.
I didn't find it. So here we go. Full screen YouTube.
This is the 360p version or 480p?
480p.
So crank it up. Is there 720p?
There is no 720p. I'm gonna load up something else that's 720p, but I think,
still a little frame rate.
Well, I think that's the source video. In the browser, it's perfectly smooth. Let's load something HD.
No, it's definitely skipping frames. I mean, this is not.
Just a little bit. Let's
Yeah, it's
do,
watchable.
What's a good HD video that you know?
Why not
off-
something from tested.com?
All right, we'll do. That's a good idea. All right.
Why does he jump so high, Norm?
His legs are so short.
The corgi gets up.
Small dogs that think they're big
That's
dogs.
crazy. Don't watch the stream. That's too much.
Well, we can try.
Too much power. Too
right,
much power.
well,
Matt, do we have any questions from the chat?
Yeah, while our
this
video
loads
loads up.
Yeah, we've got a couple of them. One question that a bunch of people are asking is, what sort of opportunities are there for, I guess, geekier users? Like, can you drop down to a terminal? Can you access the underlying?
So yeah, if you that little toggle on
You flip the
right
developer
side,
switch.
you flip the developer switch. Actually, wipes all your data, and then you can access terminal. I'm not big.
Oh,
into
it does
Linux.
wipe your data.
It does wipe your data though.
But
Yeah.
so that-
but it's all in the cloud, so really all you gotta do is
just
re-sign in.
and it'll
I'll
pull
show you
back
the sign-in
down.
process in just a second.
Okay.
So it's playing HD video now. It is skipping frames a little bit. This is a video we shot just yesterday.
Yeah,
Let's
this
see
seems
if-
real familiar to me.
Yes.
I was on the other side that day.
And okay, so make sure you're watching a video. Yeah, so definitely HD video, not playing super smooth. You know what's the difference between this video and today's video?
I have a beard.
No, we're both wearing glasses.
Wow. We didn't plan
That
this.
was on purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, so video, not a great device for video, at least right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam has always had problems with video playback, especially H.264, especially high def.
Yeah.
I don't think that's changing
Yeah.
with this guy right
So productivity, like I said, image editing was something I wanted to really investigate. I really can't do that without the websites. Google Docs works really well.
Oh, okay.
There is no local storage; it's all in the cloud. So, for example, I have our notes, the show notes from our podcast from 2 weeks ago on here.
now. Oh, these are
and-
the community ones.
Yep, the community show notes
Okay.
and Google Docs runs perfectly fine.
And
And you
ha-
can even do
and-
Google Plus and do a
How does
Hangout.
this work when you're offline? Can you use Google Docs like on an airplane or something like that?
No, you cannot. The
Really?
Google Docs, if I wanted to open it, I can actually turn off the Wi-Fi right now, disable Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And if I open Google Docs, it'll still show the links. If I click it, your device is offline.
Try loading the page anyway.
Unreachable. Sorry, you got to be connected to the internet.
So, I mean, it seems like this is firmly in the netbook category.
Yeah,
then.
yeah, it is. It's for. I think Google looked at what people were using netbooks for, and mostly for web browsing. I don't think people were really running Photoshop on netbooks, and they said this is for travel. There's Wi-Fi on airplanes now. Wi-Fi pretty much anywhere you go. For
Yeah.
a lot of people, not everyone, this is enough. But I still think it's missing a bunch of features. I mean, for music, you can do Pandora, and I have Google Music Beta, and that works perfectly fine. I can play music right from Google's website, and let's see if I can play these songs.
So this is your Google Music account.
yeah.
Matt, do we have any more questions from the chat while this is loading up?
Yeah. What about in-browser games like Quake or Spiral? Can those be run properly?
Quake Live.
Quake Live requires a giant
Yeah.
3 gig plugin, so I
Yeah.
would guess that probably won't work. But,
Yeah,
but like Flash games work.
Flash games
Yeah.
are perfectly fine.
What about some of those fully functional programs they advertised when they launched the Chrome store, like the Lego Star Wars game?
Oh, so the fully games, I think the only ones are like Angry Birds, and actually we actually access the web store and give you a look.
Let's buy some stuff. Spend some money, Chan.
I don't want to get Angry Birds.
You mean the game that shall not be named?
Yeah, it's tied to my personal account. I got to pay for this stuff. Yeah, so some of these games are things that you actually run offline, but the productivity, the other stuff,
Anything
and,
that's
and
web-based.
news
I mean,
and weather,
well-
that's all. It's all links.
So the HTML5 stuff, though, should theoretically be able to work offline like Google
Yeah.
Docs.
Yeah.
It's just not set up to work right
Not
right
set
now.
up to work
Or maybe
right.
you haven't
Yeah.
preloaded the stuff that you need to pre-cache.
But I mean, I do like the little notifications. For example, if you send, I'm like in Chrome right now, if I'm in Gtalk, I don't get the pop-up.
Yeah.
It's only if I'm in that window. But for example, you have your laptop over
I
there.
do.
If you send me a message on Gtalk, and we'll even try a Hangout,
Yo, Norm.
and it should. You're typing a really long message. There it goes.
I'll start a hangout with, I guess, my friends circle and see
All right.
who ends up here. This is almost certainly
Unfortunately,
gonna be a
you can't really
disaster.
pop this notification window out. You can move it left to right, kind of hide it maybe, or click X.
I think I'm hanging out by myself right now.
It does have a camera, front-facing camera. I'm not exactly sure what the resolution is. I think it's fairly low res, like around 1 megapixel. And after we try hanging out, I actually want to show you one of the things this does really well is just boot from power off, from shutdown to fully functional in under 20 seconds. I timed it. It was like 21 seconds, even after having to type in a password.
Okay.
Did you
You've been
start
invited.
Hangout?
Yeah,
Oh.
just go back to Plus.
Oh, I actually have not been invited. It didn't pop up.
It'll be in your feed, I believe.
Okay. Are you hanging out right now?
I am hanging
Oh,
out
there
right
it goes.
there.
I can join the Hangout.
I'm going to invite the public as soon as you get in.
Oh.
Things that are a bad idea.
Yeah.
Are you here?
Yep. Well, wait, hold on. Check here. Make sure the mic works.
I'm going to mute this over here so that we don't have any horrible feedback problems.
Yeah, so Google Talk and Google Plus Hangouts works just fine. And look, I can see you.
So you joined the other day. You were a little laggy, but not terrible.
Yeah.
I would say. Oh, Matthew Braga's joined the Hangout as well. So it works with Google stuff. Is where we seem to be. Did you try any like the Microsoft Live stuff or any of that?
No, I haven't tried
Okay.
live stuff, but I assume that works.
I mean, it worked with the
same.
CR48 fine.
Oh no, people are joining the Hangout.
Well, only 10 people can join. So
Let's see how it handles 10 video streams.
this is
More
good.
people should join.
Yes, always be joining.
Oh no, this is
This is
such a bad idea.
terrible idea.
The second I see Wang, I'm gonna go hit the X button.
Just keep it focused on Matt.
All right.
Always be focusing on Matt. So anything else? Like it doesn't work well offline. It's $500. It seems like a super.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I'm going to write the full review later. My initial impressions is that $500 is a lot to ask for what this can do.
Okay.
I think for $500, I would want it to be thinner, lighter.
You want a MacBook Air size
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. But I would be perfectly fine paying $500 for a MacBook Air size device that just did web, or paying less, like $300. Now there is the Acer model, which is
There are some lower-end
$350,
models, yeah.
but it's not as nicely designed. The screen is as nice. And I think the screen size is smaller. I'm actually getting no video from these other people.
They may not have their microphone set up right. Any
there
other
goes some
questions from
video.
the chat,
Look,
Matt Braga?
tested readers.
What's the
Hang out with us.
Ashbash 159 wants to know what the boot up and shutdown speeds are timing like.
Yeah. So after we run these videos, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 people in this Hangout right now. It has not crashed yet. That's cool. It works.
Okay,
All
so
right, let's
boot
show
up,
the boot up and
shutdown,
shutdown.
yeah.
So
Well, first off, it goes to sleep most of the
yeah.
time.
So
right?
if for example, I'm going to close the lid. And actually, the power does drain a little bit when even in the sleep
it's
mode.
the standby mode,
Yeah,
right?
actually, it drains more than your typical tablet,
Okay.
which is what I found. I found, like, you know, with the iPad or the touchpad, you put in sleep mode.
It'll
and
go like 10 days,
It'll
no
go,
problem.
yeah, exactly. Here, this would not go 10 days with just the lid down.
Okay.
So, Anna, do you want to get a shot of just the Chromebook? And I'm going to lift the lid up and see how fast it boots up. If you have a shot of the Chromebook.
Okay.
Yep.
Go, go, go.
Okay. Lift up. And 1, 2. There it goes.
Yeah, so it's
very fast.
almost before you can get the lid open, but
Right.
not quite. I mean, by the time you count the unlock time for the iPad or the Zoom or something like that, probably about the same amount of time before you're back at a working desktop. Does Wi-Fi turn on immediately, or does it take a while to connect back?
Immediately.
Okay.
Pretty much immediately. So there is a power button over in this top corner. So I'm gonna, if I hold this down, it will take me to my login
Oh.
screen, and so I can actually sign out.
And is there fast user switching on this, or do you have to sign all the way out and then sign back in?
You have to sign all the way out. So
Okay.
it takes a little bit, and actually, I think you had an account set up here. So show your account
Oh, yeah.
or a guest,
Wow.
and with the guest mode, if I enter it, it'll just be the incognito mode, and all your data will be
interesting.
deleted. All the cookies will be deleted afterwards.
Okay, so other things to note, all of your settings are saved on Google servers.
Yes.
So you log in with your Gmail account,
Yeah.
and will it pull, then how do you access, like if you have Google Apps for your work or something like that, can you access that stuff as well?
Which one do you mean, Google Apps?
Like if you have two Gmail accounts, say you have a gmail.com account and a Google Apps for your domain account, can you access both of those?
You can open. I mean, you can open multiple
Just
tabs.
open a tab and
Open
log
multiple
in
tabs.
and-
So I had
okay.
like 3 different Gmail accounts open. Worked fine.
And it pulls your bookmarks from Chrome, it pulls your
Yes, it
Picasa
does.
settings and
Yes.
all that stuff
Yep.
down as well.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. So I'm in the guest mode right now. I'm going to turn it all the way off. And if I hold that down, it actually will go all the way off.
Okay.
And we can do a little bit of a
Gotta-
live test right now.
Okay.
Last time I tested it was 22 seconds. And I'm going to go from power. So
This is cold.
This is cold. And well, I'm going to let you
All
time
time.
it. And
I'll
I'm
give
going
you
to type in
a
my
3,
pass-
2, 1, go, right?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to do guest account. I want to type in my password.
Okay.
So 3,
3,
2,
2,
1,
1, go.
So I hit the power button, light went on, and it should say Chrome, 4 seconds. Yeah, there. No, hit guest, enter, And I'm browsing. Oh, hold on. I'm not actually browsing. Oh, there it goes.
Okay, so it's less than 15 seconds.
Yeah,
basically.
for the guest count. And for
That's
typing
not
the
bad.
password, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, definitely better than a traditional Windows laptop or even an OS X laptop.
Yeah.
For the most part. So I guess that's it. Unless
That's
more
pretty much
questions. From
it.
the
Yeah.
chat, Matt?
Any questions? Do you have any callers? No
callers today.
All right.
Nobody
Any
wants to
more
know
questions from the
Chromebook.
chat, Matt?
Did we cover what happens when you plug in, USB devices like hard drives?
It works the same as it does when you
Yes.
plug in the SD card, right?
SD card. Yeah, I do have a mouse here. We can just do a quick
Okay.
check to see if the mouse works with plug and play. And it does immediately. I'm already
Okay,
using the mouse.
you have a mouse.
Yep.
There you go.
Right clicking and doing all sorts of non-gestury things.
So this is the Samsung Series 5?
Samsung Series 5
Series 5.
Chromebook. Samsung and Acer are the only people with Chromebooks right now. Like we said before, $500 for the 3G version. I don't think the 3G is really worth the extra $70.
Well, except for those are the only ones that seem to be in stock right now.
Right.
You can't find the Wi-Fi ones anywhere. So if you want one of these, it seems like you have to pay the extra $70 for 3G and the 2 years of free Verizon.
100 megabytes.
I mean, that's enough for checking email, probably,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, if you're on like one trip a month or something.
Well, cool. Thanks, Norm.
Yeah, we'll have a full review and
Coming
verdict
weeks.
after I use more of it, in the
Cool.
next 2 weeks.
For testing, I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
See you guys next time.
Bye.